What's up, everyone? Welcome to the, they moved my episode, 449th episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. Look, they updated the software. It's very weird. It's super effective. We're a Pokemon Podcast. I'm your host, SBJ. That's all out of the way. With me is Will.
Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. It is dark outside my window. I barely know where I am or who I am. And yet you have compelled me to sit here and speak into this microphone. This is going to be a wild ride. My favorite topic?
Yeah. Pokemon.
I think my Pokemon comes in at probably a 3.
Yeah, that feels about right.
Weightlifting.
Clanging and banging.
Wait, no. My number one favorite topic is Will Anderson. Love talking about myself. Number 2, weightlifting.
Clanging
number 3,
banging.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Greg is also here. Whose number 1 is Pokemon?
No, my number 1 is Star Wars.
Oh, boy.
My number 2 is Pokemon.
I don't know, Greg. What about RPGs?
Yeah, that's
tabletop
a solid number
RPGs.
3.
Okay.
I mean, I love it, and I write things for it.
Here's the YouTube channel. Okay, hold on. Will is working out.
Okay.
Nobody wants to see that.
Are talking Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sitting there drinking different types of water, but expressing that only through facial expressions because I don't want to interrupt you talking about Star Wars.
Okay.
I'm into it.
No, this is a scam. And I called it out as a scam in the first place, and it continues to be a scam because I literally created a channel in our Slack community called #FreshWater. And Steve has not commented in that channel once.
I don't think I was ever invited.
I specifically invited you.
Yeah, but
wasn't invited.
Slack
you could learn
about
all the different waters of the world. You could learn about my misadventures of buying Perrier Fusion, which I thought was a water, but it turns out they put sugar in it, and it's got 45 calories. I was almost banned from the channel for even mentioning it.
This sounds like a channel I want to be in.
It's a very good channel.
You can learn about Waterloo. You can learn about Aha. You can learn about Bubbly. You can learn about Polar Spring. Heck, I saw in my cub downstairs that we have a Mendota water.
Mendota water's good.
We're gonna get into it. We're gonna have all the details and discussions and the hot takes.
Yeah. All the flavors, all the new flavors, all the hot flavors that are coming out soon.
It's international, what flavors you can and cannot get in Canada, and which grocery stores carry which of the different, and the Pepsi versus Coke war of Bubbly versus Aha.
Yeah.
Oh man, we got it all. You've been standing on the sidelines.
We have which flavor should I try? Which is a better flavor, pineapple or watermelon? It's a fast moving, high impact channel, and you just sleep on it. You claim that you're like this water expert, and you clearly don't care.
Well, he claims that he's passionate about water, and yet tremendous water resource has been placed at his feet, and he has just stepped over it and ignored it.
He walked on by like... Pfft.
That's a good song. I heard that at the gym tonight.
Oh, it is a good song.
Speaking of walking on by, we have a show for you that we're going to walk into your ears.
Oh.
Do you see the transition? Okay, we got some Pokemon news to go
I don't see the transition.
Pokemon news to go through here.
I know, what an exciting Nintendo Direct. I don't even know why we're going to have a Pokemon Day with how much Pokemon happened in that Nintendo Direct.
That's very true. There was a Nintendo Direct yesterday. We're recording this on Thursday night. This will still come out on Monday. I will be traveling this weekend to play in the Kanto Tour, which we won't have any thoughts on when this goes up because it hasn't happened yet. But let me sum it up. Wow, we got a lot of shinies. Whoa, that was cool.
Oof.
Was really too long. $12? Oh boy, I'm not sure if I could have recommended this. Okay, that's probably what we're going to say.
Where's my shiny Mew?
What did we eat since the food court at the Mall of America is closed?
Yeah, that is the question of the hour.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the biggest question. Not how many shinies or which shinies. What did we end up eating throughout the
day? There is actually a hotel that's about 4 blocks from the Mall of America. Still too far to walk in these temperatures, but it has the best French fries I've ever eaten in my entire life.
I'm down.
Which one?
Well, you don't want to give it away. They got to wait till the next podcast.
What?
Oh, yeah, I don't want them to run out of fries.
Yeah.
That's right.
Text it to me.
Okay. As we're texting here, let's get into the Pokemon news. There was some news we didn't cover last week, but we're covering it now. Let's start with Post Malone.
Yeah. I still don't know who that is.
He does circles.
He does Sunshine, I think.
And he did the cover of that other song that is the one that made him famous. He's got the tattoo on his face that says always tired, and then everybody else got a tattoo on their face, and you're like, even it was questionable on him.
People say, oh, it's the tattoo face guy. And I'm like, oh.
That's a lot of people.
We have listeners to this program that are tattoo face guys. So.
And then they're like, oh, it does all those songs. And then I'm like, I don't know those songs. So then I go to YouTube and I pull up the songs and I listen to those songs. And then promptly an hour later, no longer remember the songs. That's how much I don't care about them or care for them.
Part of the problem is that you're a snooty snob and you don't listen to the good pop music.
Yeah, that's why Will's on the show. He's into the good music.
I'm not a pop person.
I'm not.
You don't listen to music. You don't like.
I gave up on music.
Joy.
Yes. Yeah, I retired from.
If you want Will Anderson's hot takes right now, and yes, you gave up on music because you give up on everything good eventually.
You capped out at Katy Perry's Firework.
But don't even bring up her name. Number one,
she is the headline.
We are going to have to at some point.
Yes, I problematic issue there with Miss Katy Perry. But here's your pop news hot takes. Number one, Taylor Swift is on top of her game right now. Number two,
you think she's going to be on the album?
No. Number two, Doja Cat. You got to get some Doja Cat. Got to get some Dua Lipa. Ariana Grande stan. 100%. That woman, she could not put out anything that would make me on just whatever. Cardi B, get yourself some Cardi B. But
these are all people that I know I should know, and I can tell you I've maybe heard one or half a song from all of them.
What about Justin
Megan Thee
Bieber?
Stallion?
You think he's going to be on the
Justin
album?
Bieber, get out of here with that Canada garbage.
Steve, this isn't your conversation.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, there is a song out there, and no, I actually can't recommend it because we're an all ages podcast. But
correct.
Man, oh man, it just puts a smile on my face when that song comes on.
Okay, let me read the press release here. Post Malone concert and Pikachu distribution for the Pokemon 25th anniversary celebration. The year-long celebration of 25 years of Pokemon is off to a rousing start. Their words, not mine. And things are about to get even more exciting. Again, their words, not mine. Be sure to watch the upcoming virtual concert featuring the global superstar and lifelong Pokemon fan Post Malone. Plus, don't miss the Pokemon distribution in Sword and Shield.
Isn't he only 25 years old?
He is only 25, yes. Ugh. Look, when he was born, they handed him a Game Boy and Pokemon Blue.
Here you go.
A nostalgic event in Pokemon Go that's happened a couple days ago because this came out on Monday. And a collection of music-themed Pokemon series episodes on Pokemon TV. The P25 music program celebrates the Pokemon Landmark's 25th anniversary with some of the biggest names in music. So far, we know two. Post Malone and Katy Perry.
Yeah. And
they
they're
are
pretty
among
big.
some of the biggest names in music. This is true.
That's true. That's not a lie. Their words, not ours. Kicks off on Pokemon Day, which is February 27th. With the Post Malone virtual concert, fans will be able to tune in for free on tune into this free concert on Pokemon 25th anniversary website, which is 25.pokemon.com, on the official Pokemon YouTube channel, or on the official Pokemon Twitch channel. That is starting at 4 p.m. PST. After the concert, more details about P25 music will be revealed, so stick around after the show.
All right, I have a question about the concert. What percentage will be remakes of the many Pokemon theme songs?
Oh, 95%, right?
A large amount. So the thing is, Post Malone did, like, his career started with him doing a cover of somebody's song, which was a very notable and well-regarded cover. So dude knows how to do covers.
So Pokerap in, right?
Oh, 100%.
out of all the songs, yeah, maybe, I guess.
Team Rocket's rockin'.
To Be a
Rocket's
Master.
rockin'. Yeah.
That's got to be in there. We're on the road to Viridian City.
Okay, you're just reading off the To Be a Master album right now.
No, first I don't have it up. And I'm doing this from memory. Do we think they'll do the Black and White theme song?
Ooh.
Which is the best
Okay, is this going to be like, we're just going to do every... Is this just going to be, we're going to do every Pokemon theme song by different artists, or is this going to be actually like original songs? But even when M2M did, I don't remember that song I don't remember the title of the song, but it was M2M, and they did the song for the Mewtwo movie, but that wasn't an original song. It first debuted on the radio, and then the first way to get the song that wasn't on the radio was to buy the Pokemon album, because iTunes didn't exist at the time, because cassettes and CDs were the fad back. Not the fad, it was just the standard.
Wasn't the Chicken Band's song original for that video that was real good?
Chicken? Oh, Arcadia, I think the song is called.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was by the Deep Roasted Chicken or something.
Well, wait, didn't the presidents of the United States of America do
a
Pokemon song?
They did.
And wasn't that an original
rap
song? Oh, it was Poke Rap.
They did the Poke Rap for, it was like after Gen 5, right? It was like,
yeah.
I would assume
and I bought it. I have it in my collection.
The Pokemon Journeys theme song, what is that by? Lost Children? Yeah.
I mean, the real secret is that it's gonna be like Nick Burgess is gonna be the star.
Yeah.
And is going to do a 2-hour performance of Pokemon-themed bleep blops.
Is it going to be Post Malone live, or is it going to be the animated Post Malone character that they showed in
There's
the
no way it's live.
So
this is already recorded. They've already done it.
No, I'm saying, but is it going to be live as in it's a human being, or is it going to be the animated avatar that they made for the trailer?
I think it's going to be the animated avatar. They didn't even say how long it's going to be. It's starting at 4 p.m. Pacific.
Like a minute.
Is it like, what kind of concert are we talking? Is this like an hour concert? Is this a 10-minute concert? Is this the 3-hour concert? Like, what's happening here?
And also, if it's animated, they can have as many guests as they want, because those people actually literally didn't have to go anywhere.
Yep.
Right.
It's totally animated.
Also, isn't Post Malone a very not PG musician?
Yes.
I wouldn't know.
Well, I mean, he's not.
He's also a producer as well. He does produce music as well.
I mean, are we asking if there should be an explicit next to all of the CDs?
No, I'm sure the music he will do for the concert will be like all ages.
He has some all ages tracks. He's not like every single song of his is not explicit.
Well, I guess neither is Katy Perry.
Nope.
More of this press release. There are some great events happening in Pokemon video games starting on February 25th. Players can add a special Pikachu to their copy of Sword and Shield. You will find the password here on Pokemon.com and on Pokemon's 25th anniversary and on official social media. The password will also be distributed via the Pokemon Trainers Club's newsletter.
Yeah, good luck.
And it's fine. You just go to the website. In keeping with the P25 music celebration, Pikachu will know the move Sing. Pokemon Go players will gear up on February 20th for the Kanto Tour. We already talked about that.
That already happened.
We didn't mention this. It's not mentioned here in the blog post, and we mentioned it last week. I'll mention it again. You'll be able to go to GameStop to get a shiny Toxtricity starting on the 19th. You don't have to go into GameStop. You just have to be close enough to GameStop to GPS geolocate yourself. I didn't say this last week, but I will say this week. It is also available at EB Games, but the code will be on a card, the old-fashioned way, or a receipt, because the Pokemon Pass app is only available for Americans. There is no word for Europe or Australia or Mexico or Brazil or literally anywhere that isn't the US and Canada. That being said, from what we know from the Pokemon Pass app, it usually lets you get up to 3 codes. When you redeem it for the first time, you'll be able to, there should be is the key word, a button that says redeem another code. You should be able to get 3 of them. If you just do that, just click the button. You're already at GameStop. You don't want to make 2 trips to GameStop. Just click the button to get 2 more codes, and then you can take those 2 codes and you can give them to your Australian friends or your friends in Mexico or wherever, right? You can do whatever you want. I don't put them on eBay and sell them for like $2. I don't, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, eBay. I'm going to make bank.
No, Pokemon Bank is canceled. You're going to make home.
I'm excited for this concert. I don't know what to expect, but I am always for Pokemon trying new and weird things. So,
agreed.
If it's a bummer, whatever. It's free. If it's cool, it's cool. Speaking of not cool, this is off Polygon.com. The 2021 Pokemon World Championships canceled due to COVID-19 concerns. They were supposed to take place in London in 2019. 2020. That was canceled. When they did cancel it, they'll say, don't worry, 2021, we'll do it again in London. Just canceled. They are saying, the Pokemon Company announced on Tuesday that it decided to cancel. The next World Championship will take place in 2022 in London. Same city was planned for 2021 and 2020. Quote, the safety and well-being of our competitors, organizers, employees, local communities, and partners continue to be our top priority and the primary consideration with every decision we make. Players were invited to the 2021 will be invited back to the 2022 event. The Pokemon Company also said other events, part of the official Play Pokemon series, will remain suspended until further notice. If players want to compete sooner, they have to do so with events like the Pokemon Team Challenge, Pokemon Players Cup. There is a Players Cup that will take place starting in June, which will include the trading card game, Sword and Shield, and Pokkén Tournament DX. Other competitions have been canceled due to COVID-19, including the Fortnite World Cup and EVO 2020. Yeah, that's pretty much the press release. It's really hard to have a tournament when you haven't had people playing the last couple months. So it kind of makes sense.
I know. It's still very disappointing, though. But also, I'm glad I still haven't gotten my passport, so I'm okay.
Yep. Gives me time.
The plus side is now you have a whole another year to save up to go to London.
In theory.
To piggyback off that, again, we didn't cover this, but Kashiro Harada, who is the game director and chief producer, who has worked on Tekken games for the past 27 years. Game director and chief producer, I believe, of Bandai Namco. Why does that matter? Pokkén Tournament. Anyways, somebody tweeted at him saying, do you consider Pokken a one-time only celebration of the great series, or are you open to return and make a sequel in the future if you get a chance? And Harada actually tweeted to the person back, we have a good relationship with Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, and Pokken has had a great response. I would like to make it again, but it's not what we decide, it's what they decide.
Ooh.
I mean, that's an honest response, and I do hope they come out with another Pokken.
The Pokemon Company being controlling? I would have never thought. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, how old is Pokken at this point? Like, the Wii U one came out 6 years ago?
Is it 5 years or 6 years?
Sure.
5 or 6.
Man, I gotta plug my Wii U in, because I really like that system so much.
But what if you just played all those games on the better system called the Switch?
Because then I had to buy them again, and I already have them. I already paid for them on the Wii U.
That's true. I mean, this is the same company that put out Pokkén Tournament for $60 on the Wii U and then put it out again on the Switch for $60.
See, I want them to come out with a new Pokkén Tournament that has more Pokemon available. Because I think that was my biggest... 800 No, Pokemon. It doesn't have to be all of them, but that was my biggest disappointment with Pokkén Tournament, was it's just there weren't enough Pokemon to choose from.
I mean, when they put it out on the Switch, you could get, like, Blastoise.
Oh, boy.
He's cool. He has water cannons on his shell.
Yeah, that's a Blastoise for you.
Why would they not make another Pokken? If Bandai Namco wants to make another Pokken, if the first one sold, like, I think, what was it, like 2 million copies?
Why didn't they make another Pokemon Conquest? Why haven't they made another Pokemon Ranger?
Yeah. Why, Steve?
Well, I don't see those companies tweeting on Twitter about them wanting to do it. You don't know. Maybe the Conquest team didn't want to make another Conquest. Maybe they were like, working with the Pokemon Company was rough.
I mean, it's very like, I imagine that it is, yes.
Hey, they've got high standards to protect.
I mean, there's also like other contracts, right? This is the thing I always have to argue about with Twitch chat. where they're like, man, I wish they would just make XYZ. Well, not specifically Pokemon XYZ, but XYZ could be anything. And it's like, well, they have to find a company to make it. And there's not a lot of video game companies just sitting around being like, boy, I wish somebody came to us to make a game. We're really bored here. Like, no, most video game companies are working on current games. And if they probably, once they're done with their contracts of like, hey, we're working with this company, our contract to make this game is 18 months, they probably, because they're successful companies or want to be successful companies, they probably already have another game lined up after that contract is over. So again, they're not in a position of like, well, we shipped that game. What are we going to do? Well, we'll just sit here and hope that somebody knocks on our door. Like, there's only so many video game companies out there doing things. So I guess if the Pokemon Company decided they want another Pokkén Tournament, then they would have to go to Bandai Namco, put it on the to-do list, wait for whatever team is going to work on it, and then start developing it. I think it's been long enough for a sequel, though. I mean, if it's been more than 5 years, that seems like good length. I'd probably play it. I probably wouldn't love it, just because I don't generally love fighting games, but I would like to, play it for a week and then talk about it and then not play it again.
What if it's really, really good, though?
Yeah, though.
Speaking of other companies working with the Pokemon Company, this is off Go Nintendo. Ambrella, the developer behind Pokemon Rumble, has been acquired and dissolved by Creatures Incorporated. Creatures Inc. has a few new people working under their umbrella. At the end of the last year, Creatures Inc. officially acquired Ambrella, the company behind Pokemon Rumble and a few other Pokemon-related spin-offs. Since acquiring the company, Creatures has dissolved it while retaining the employees that were working for it. They'll continue as one big team for future projects.
That makes sense. It takes away the unnecessary corporate overhead while still maintaining the knowledge of the employees that have been working.
I think it's more so like they want the games under the Pokemon umbrella, not necessarily the people.
So are they going to acquire and dissolve Niantic?
No, because they probably have a good relationship with Niantic.
I mean, not yet.
This is just the problem with like Miramax.
Oh wait, isn't Niantic co-owned between Google and Nintendo and Pokemon?
I think Nintendo has a very, very small stake in Niantic, but Niantic is mostly owned by Google. Alphabet? I think it's owned by Alphabet.
Alphabet, yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know who Ambrella is, they were founded in 1996. They were their own private company. They made Hey You Pikachu in 1998. They made Pokemon Channel in 2003. They made Pokemon Dash, which was the first official Pokemon game on the Nintendo DS in 2004.
The amazing Pokemon Dash, you forgot.
Can we talk about years too? Because there's no other listed games. Okay, so 1998 was Hey You Pikachu.
Yeah.
5 years later, they made Pokemon Channel, which wasn't really a game. It was more of like a pet simulator. A year, yeah, sure. A year later, they made Pokemon Dash, 2004.
A year later, they released Pokemon Dash. We got to get away from this idea like they finished Pokemon Channel in Okay, and then in a year, they could have pumped Pokemon Dash out in a year.
In that situation, I think they did pump that out in a year. Okay. So in 2008, they released My Pokemon Ranch, which was 4 years between Pokemon Dash and My Pokemon Ranch, which was, I guess if you didn't play My Pokemon Ranch, there's not much to play. Think of it as like a visual, dumbed-down version of Pokemon Bank. In 2009, they released Pokemon Rumble.
Yep.
In 2011, so 2 years later, they released Pokemon Rumble Blast. And then in another 2 years, they released Pokemon Rumble U. And then another 2 years, they released Pokemon Rumble World. And then in 2017, they put out a U vs. the Universe, which was an arcade game on mobile. Nothing to do with Pokemon or Nintendo. It was it was even self-published. And in 2019, they put out Pokemon Rumble Rush, which was also a mobile game. And that was it. not a lot of variety coming from Ambrella. And I would argue, not a lot of hits.
Hey! I enjoyed my Pokemon Ranch.
Yeah, I think Pokemon Ranch is like a really cool concept. It would be nice if you paid $60 a year for a service, you could do something more with it like you could with Pokemon Ranch.
Yeah, I mean, you could whistle and they could come over and dance around you.
Oh, they already do that in Sword and Shield.
That's true.
Let's not duplicate.
Yeah, but they can't stack on top of each other.
Not
with
an
that
entire
attitude.
ranch full of them. It's your select 6 are camping with you. Ranch, they were all there, flying overhead, zipping around.
Well, maybe in Pokemon Scepter. I don't know. What is the next one going to be? Sword, Shield, Crown? We already got a Crown.
No, they're not going to do a third version. They already said they're not.
Oh, you naysayer. Don't say
They
nay.
were the ones that said that.
They're misleading you. They're
They
red
have
herring.
hidden their true intentions before.
So according to Wikipedia, in 2019, Creatures had 144 people working for them.
How many?
144.
Wow.
Game Freak, according to 2019, had 143 people working for them. But I think that's not correct. I almost swore that there was an article last year where Omori said they're up to like 200 and something employees now.
I remember that article because, we did talk about that.
Yeah, because that was when people were complaining, like, why don't they just hire more people? Which, a very simple solution. You just do it overnight, right? You just knock down the business wall next to you. Mm-hmm. You build a bunch of cubicles. You just hire 50 people and you call it a day. That's how businesses work. I don't know how many people worked at Ambrella. I have no clue. I don't know if it was like 12 people. I don't know if it was 100. I doubt it was 100 people. If there was 100 people working on Pokemon Rumble, boy, I don't know who was getting paid.
I mean, they were probably a solid 30 to 40 people.
I mean, it's cool that it doesn't seem like any of them lost their jobs. I do think that, like, having the...
I mean, yet.
Right, yeah, so, yeah.
I will tell you that it's the new way of acquiring companies is you keep everybody on for the first year, because after that first year, people stop checking in, and then you get rid of all the dead weight in mandatory, necessary layoffs to match the market.
I would not be surprised, though, that if this is like Pokemon's motive is to get everything they want back.
Oh, I'm sure.
And what I mean by that is the thing you can point to very easily is Miramax. Anytime there's a Pokemon movie marathon, anytime there's anything movie related, there's 4 Miramax movies that they always seem to skip, which is Destiny Deoxys, the one where Ash kisses Latias, Jirachi Wishmaker, and gosh, what's the last one? But Miramax technically owns those movies, which Miramax is now owned by like Disney or something. So who knows who owns what? But when you just buy out Ambrella in this situation, you now have all of these things under your belt instead of like maybe you want to use Hey You Pikachu, you gotta go back to Ambrella. Ambrella has to approve it because they probably have some part ownership of it, and now they just own it. Whereas I would assume that this is why, when they do the movies, they have to go back to Miramax, and Miramax probably wants a cut, and then they just go, you know what? We have 16 other movies. Don't worry about it, Miramax. We don't want to give you any money.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, Miramax was bought by Disney, so I can't imagine that's an easy...
And it's like the Pokemon anime isn't on Disney anymore. It seems they went to a different... Yeah.
It seems like going to be a bit of a thing to get them...
But we do know the Pokemon Company is really good at holding out. Case in point, Kadabra.
Oh, yeah. They'll stonewall forever. We're not going to give an inch.
Yeah.
We got 800 million other Pokemon. We don't need your movies.
Hey, Rumble, you used those like NFC fake amiibo things back in the day. Those were fun to collect.
True, the ones you had to get from the eggs.
Maybe that's Creature's next goal. Maybe
the ones you had to get from the eggs?
They were Pokeball.
Weren't they like mystery boxes?
They were mystery boxes, yes. You had to buy... Yeah. Because I remember walking into GameStop and asking if I could buy a whole box.
I remember that.
Oh,
I do remember that.
Just like your McDonald's scalping ways.
No, I opened them all and did not sell any of them. I think I only got 1 or 2 doubles because somebody on some forum said every box was guaranteed like 1 shiny, and you're better off buying a box than just buying individual ones. I was like, okay, I'll buy a box because I wanted to collect them all. I think there was a shiny Eevee and a shiny Pikachu. Those are probably worth $100 each. That'd be my guess. I think there was a Genesect as well. I don't know where these amiibo things are.
You have collected so many things that you have lost track of your collection.
Yes. Hey, when I find
and
the fake,
you keep adding cards.
When I find the pre-dated Pokemon amiibos, I'll put them next to my Burger King gold cards and my Ancient Mew, and I'll just let them appreciate. Speaking of appreciation, let's take a break. And when we come back, we will talk about some more Pokemon 25.
I saw a Bulbasaur in the real world. I saw a Bulbasaur in the real world. I saw a Bulbasaur walking around and it was amazing.
Interesting.
I saw a Bulbasaur walking around and it was amazing.
We already know that.
I saw a Bulbasaur. I hope it's sweet and nice.
And we are back from our break. This is off Pokemon.com. Pokemon Sword and Shield Global Challenge Winter features powerful legendary Pokemon. It will take place, because the Pokemon Company likes to plan everything on the same weekend, it will take place between February 25th or 28th.
Why?
I don't.
That's just like the worst timing ever.
Why would you do this?
I'm going to be watching a Post Malone concert.
Yeah, I'm busy
trying to get hip with the popular music.
I'm busy being a Malone head. What are they called?
Maloney's.
Maloney's. That's awful.
The rules for the tournament will take place with Series 8 rules, so there's nothing special or fun about this competition. You're allowed to use 1 restricted Pokemon, so Mewtwo, Lugia, Ho-Oh. No one's using Mewtwo. Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, Reshiram, no one's using Zekrom, Kyurem, Xerneas, Yveltal, Zygarde. Zygarde players are the worst. Cosmog, no one's using those 2. Solgaleo, Lunala, Necrozma, Zacian, Zamazenta, no one's using. Eternatus or Calyrex can be on your team. Or Calyrex, not and. You can only use one of these. It's a casual competition, so no champion points are on the line. I believe you only get 50 battle points for participating. No shirt, no ball guy shirt.
I was just going to say, which ball guy shirt do
I'm
I get? But I guess I don't get any.
Until there's a luxury ball guy shirt, this game is incomplete.
So that is the Global Winter Challenge 2021. Again, it'll take place February 25th to 28th. If you want your 50 battle points, you just have to do 1 battle. Doesn't matter whether you win or lose. You get your 50 battle points for participating. The other news, and this was sent in by Brandon from our Slack community, is that we're recording this on February 18th. We're only 18 days into Series 8. Series 8 goes for 3 months. We are 18 days in, and the Pokemon Company announced that Series 9 will go back to the rules of Series 7.
Why?
And that will begin on May 1st.
Why did they go back?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
understand.
it was a better time. It was they just realized.
So there's still like a qualifier so they haven't sent out the invites for Players Cup 3, but they will send it out probably before May 1st. And there's a top cut that needs to take place. This is my only thought process. So the thinking is they wanted Series 8 to be featured in Players Cup 3 for the streams that they do. And then they'll change it, which is fine, because that's what happened with Players Cup 2. You started in Series 5, and then when you participated, it was Series 6, so that's fine. I don't understand two things. One, why announce this so early? Like, we're not even into a full month of this rule set, and you're like, hey, we got 2 more months of this, but also we're going to go back on it. And it's fine to remove the legends. Why just go directly back to Series 7 and not do like, okay, we're going Series 7, but we're going to ban 5 Pokemon, or we're doing Series 7, or we're doing, well, I guess what people wanted from what I saw is people wanted Series 8, but instead of 2 restricted, you would have, or instead of 1 restricted, you have 2 restricted, which is what the rule set was for the Ultra Cup in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But we're literally just going back to Series 7, which was everything but these 1 restricteds. That's when Urshifu was on top and Tapu Fini was on top. Are they unhappy with the amount of people participating in the ranked ladder? Where they're like, oh no, no one likes this, let's go back?
Maybe.
But it also, like, why would you announce it now? Because I feel like for me, I just don't even want to build a team anymore.
Why? Because it's going to just be the same old team that you had before?
Yeah, because it will go back. So I had a bunch of teams for Series 7 that I really liked, and right now I'm like struggling to find something I do like in Series 8. And so I could keep going to between different teams, and that's totally fine. Like, competitive Pokemon players, they're used to changing your teams and changing your rule sets, but also like I could just plan for more teams for Series 7 of like, oh, these are unfinished thoughts I had for Series 7. Now I can finish working on them.
Yeah, but wait. All right, this is where I'm perplexed and confused. Series 8 is a casual tournament, right?
Series 8 is the current ranked rules on the ladder.
Oh, dagnabbit. Okay.
And the Winter Challenge is also using Series 8. And
so Series 8 defines a concept of the way that you battle, but it's not the actual battle tournament itself.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
That is, it's like in the TCG, they released a new set of cards, and you're like, I got all these things to work with, but in 3 months, they're going to release a new set of cards. But in this instance, they're like, we're just taking away the last set we gave you, and we're going back to the set before.
Yeah, it is weird because it's not a step forward, but
I get very
maybe it's just they realized that Series 8 was super flawed, or
do you think they can realize that though in like 2 weeks?
I mean, they can see the meta evolve that quickly, sure. Or maybe they started developing Series 9 or got sufficiently far down the road for developing what they were thinking for Series 9 and then realized, like, somebody came running in the room at the last minute and said, hey, wait a minute, we found this one thing, remember, because of the thing that we're doing on February 29th? And they're like, oh, that's right. And then it's like, oh, Series 9 can't happen.
I guess
so
they
like,
could.
What can we do? We can't keep Series 8. People are going to get bored of that. Or, well, let's go back to Series 7. People like Series 7.
I mean, I guess they could also just change Series 9 and say, well, we were going to do Series 7, but now it's going to be Series 7 plus the brand new Pokemon we're showing on Saturday.
There you go.
I don't know. It seems a little weird. It just seems weird that they announced it. I don't think it would seem as weird if they announced it like 2 weeks before it was going to be Series 9. When they announced Series 7, we didn't hear about the Series 8 rules until a week before Series 8 started.
Yeah, it's weird. But they got a lot going on.
They got a concert to plan.
Maybe they wanted to just get ahead of it and say, look, we're going to be doing this 2 steps forward, 1 step back thing for a while, so...
Speaking of 2 steps forward, this is off Pokemon.com. Pokemon UNITE development update and regional beta test in Canada for Android users. Canadian residents can go hands-on with the upcoming game.
Yeah!
Since the first reveal of Pokemon UNITE nearly a year ago, development has continued progress. More playable Pokemon have been added. Challenges and additions have been made to gameplay, and visuals have improved, and much more.
How can you make improvements on a game that we haven't even gotten yet? And why does Canada get all the good stuff first?
I have a theory. That said, there is still plenty to be done to ensure the best possible experience. Now the developers are looking for Pokemon fans to help deliver that experience by participating in a regional beta test in Canada. We've talked about this before, but it's been in beta for quite a while in China. This March, players in Canada will have their first opportunity to play Pokemon Unite. I'm just going to stop here because all week I've been hearing that they're going to shadow drop Unite on the 27th or whatever Pokemon Day.
Nope.
Nah.
If you just go to Pokemon.com, those rumors are very much squashed.
They are going to shadow drop Pokemon Sleep.
This March, players in Canada will have their first opportunity to play Pokemon Unite. While the game is planned for release for Apple and Android devices and the Nintendo Switch, this beta will be limited to Android devices. Interested trainers can visit the Unite page. You can do this right off Pokemon.com. In the Google Play Store for details. The Unite regional beta test is open to only residents of Canada. You must be 16 years old or older. Your in-game progress will reset when the beta is over. Capturing or streaming gameplay is not allowed during the beta. And that's pretty much it. I would assume on Pokemon Day we maybe get a time frame for this game, whether it's going to be like a summer release or a spring release or a
that's reasonable
2022 release, but I don't see them saying, hey, Canada, you'll be able to test it in March and then somehow release the game before that. That doesn't make sense.
But honestly, if they are ready to test the game in United States Lite, then that means that they're pretty close into releasing it in United States Regular.
If listeners don't remember, Pokemon Go was in Australia early.
I know, the Australians get all the good stuff first.
Yeah.
But this
like
is my theory.
The day,
is
12 hours before us.
My theory is that MOBAs are some of the most toxic MOBA players are some of the most toxic players on the internet. So the Pokemon Company looked to the nicest players on the internet, which is Canada, where they apologize every time sorry there, didn't mean to take your lane. That was my best Canadian impression.
Wow.
Hey, I mean, you
This
could have
is
done
as
better.
bad as your...
I put the OP and I put the A. That's all you need,
Well, they don't do OP.
Well,
That's a Minnesotan thing.
Maybe they're like very northern. Maybe they're, Quebec. That's not on the border of Minnesota.
You are correct. Quebec is not on the border of Minnesota.
Can we talk about your offensive nerd stereotype when you put your glasses on?
What do you mean? That is my actual persona. That is actually me. That's the real me. The voice I'm doing right now is the persona.
The truth is out, opportunist.
You don't like my nerd voice?
No, it's offensive to nerds everywhere.
Correct.
But I'm a nerd. Look, I've been hosting. Look, my literal job is hosting a Pokemon podcast. It actually cannot be any nerdier than that.
Nerds don't have gauges. Sorry, bro.
Oh, that's true. Do you think they wear chain wallets? I used to wear one of those.
Nerds don't wear Supras.
No, but listen here, edgelord. You get into your high school, I'm too cool for these nerds thing, and you put on your glasses, you're like, and we're all like, get back to hot topic, loser.
Oh, boy. There's a lot of name calling this episode. Jeez.
You want to see a real nerd? Let me show you some pictures of me in high school.
Oh, yeah. Well.
I found... Will, what was the Nationals we met at? Was that the one where it was black and white, right?
Yes.
And I
2012.
I found pictures of me and Irene and standing next to a giant Oshawott. And boy, did I look like a nerd. I looked really bad in those pictures.
I mean, as far as I know, you haven't changed a whit in 9 years. So.
Here's the thing. What's happened between is you have two powerful friends who will look at your hair and go, that's what you're choosing to do today?
Yay.
Like, this is the choices you're making? Okay. You're on screen trying to entertain people, not frighten children.
No, I want... They don't have money. I don't want them watching my stream. Was that I think that was... no, that was... I was like, is the Unite our last bit of news here? I'm excited for Unite. I'm genuinely excited for the game.
Come on. There has to be some Pokemon-related arrests this week.
Who got arrested?
Has Wisconsin been sleeping on the job?
I don't think any... We did have like 3 weeks of Pokemon arrests.
Somebody in Florida has to have been arrested, right? For Pokemon something? Let's look up Florida man Pokemon.
I'm sure somebody's gotten arrested. I will say, for the McDonald's debacle, the most expensive card last time we reported was the Pikachu card. the Holo Pikachu is going for $80. It's been a week, over a week. Holo Pikachu only going for $40 now. It's dropped half its price in a week.
Oh, you gotta sell. You gotta sell.
Sell now. Sell.
I would expect as we go another week, it will drop even more.
Did you see that people bought all the Levi stuff and is scalping those now too?
When I looked, the garden jeans were available.
The jeans were like $180, and they're not even raw
that's why
denim.
I didn't get them, because they were not 501s.
Yeah, if I'm gonna pay over $100 for a pair of jeans, I need that to be fresh off the weaving machine.
There is no way.
The loom.
There's no way with the treatment on those pants in the forest style that those are raw denim like.
That could. I mean, it just wouldn't be rope dyed. So are
boy.
we doing denim cast now?
We have
because,
to move on. We can't.
Let me just very quickly say,
I'm sorry.
There's three concepts that you keep in mind when we talk about like the superior denims. Number one, it's the dyeing process, right? So you want rope dyed. Obviously, they cannot do rope dyed if there's a printed pattern on the jeans. Number two, you want them to use a rigid heddle loom, and then number three is the selve edge, which is the way that they kind of finish the edges of the jean. So you could have 2 and 3.
Who's the nerd now?
Okay, let me give you the cliff notes here. Most jeans at a store are washed multiple times.
My jeans are clean.
Well, no, they're washed. It's different wash. They're still clean.
Right.
Washed.
But when you first wash a pair of raw denim, you're going to get a ton of dye out of them. Whereas if you wash a pair of like Levi's from Kohl's, it's not going to like dye your washing machine blue.
But I mean, the main concept of dyeing raw denim jeans is that they use a rope dyeing process, which primarily dyes the outside of the fiber and does not reach to the inside of the fiber. That's why you get sick fades with raw denim jeans, where in a traditional or current modern dyeing process, it does dye the fiber completely through, so you're not going to get the same kind of fades as you do with raw denim.
That Levi stuff was really overpriced. The Pokemon tax was high on that.
Well, it's the Levi's tax and the Pokemon. You had 2 taxes going in. That was never going to be cheap.
And it was also not available at the Levi's store at the Mall of America. I checked. Because I hate to buy stuff off the internet.
Hey, how busy was the Mall of America when you went?
Which time?
Yeah, the last time I was there it was me and Greg. It was not particularly busy.
Wasn't that busy?
All right.
We easily got parking right next to each other.
You park in Nevada? Where are we parking? Nevada?
No. We park
Oklahoma?
in Hawaii, dude. We park in Hawaii.
Yeah, because you could park in Hawaii. Normally you have to go, because Nevada's the 5th level.
I mean, I'm always in Nevada.
Usually 1 through 4 is pretty packed, but when we were there last, there was space in 1 and 2, so we got to choose Hawaii.
Yes, and we were able to park next to each other, which really tells you that there were enough spaces available, that there were 2 spaces next to each other that were
next
open.
to each other near the walkway to get to the entrance. We walked outside in sub-zero temperature for like a minute at best.
Okay, some other news here is it's kind of an ad, I guess, because I was sent. Well, it ultimately is an ad because I was sent the glasses and gotta talk about them. Jins Eyewear has released Pokemon glasses that represent both the Kanto and the Johto regions. They did send me a pair. I've posted a picture of myself on Instagram and Twitter. You probably saw it if you follow on social. This is off hypebeast.com. Jins released a 52-piece eyewear collection with Pokemon. It's broken into 4 categories: flagship, Kanto region, Johto region, and kids. The flagship model includes 4 frames of the popular Pocket Monster characters: Pikachu, Snorlax, Eevee, Mew. They asked me which kind I wanted. I picked this. My wife picked the Snorlax because she said
the Snorlax ones are the best.
She said I look good in them. These glasses come in a leather pouch with a large Pokeball cleaning cloth. You can see that in my pictures. The Kanto region frames focus on the original 151 and mainly the 4 starter Pokemon given by Professor Oak: Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle. Each Kanto theme comes with the Kanto themed ones, the Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander ones come with a hard case And then the other ones, which are the Pikachu, Snorlax, Eevee, Mew, they come with that leather case. The Johto frames are focused on Ho-Oh, Lugia, and Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile. And the kids release features, I believe they're just Pikachu and Eevee. They don't say on this article, but I'm almost positive it's Pikachu Eevee. The kids also comes with a Rotom phone case. They're priced between $100 to $140. They can be found over at Jins. I have a direct link. I also have a discount code, which is PKMNcast. You can save $15 off your order. That's the ad part of this. But I like the glasses. I don't wear glasses. It's funny how many people are like, wow, Steve, I've never seen you in glasses before. Yes, because I don't wear glasses.
But don't you have a prescription for glasses?
I don't know. I've
I've
never needed glasses. I don't have contacts. I was born with perfect vision, Will.
I mean, we were all born with perfect vision.
I was born with perfect vision too,
it deteriorates.
It went away.
Jins does offer like a blue light. I know some people really, I think you like the blue light, right, Greg?
Yeah, it stopped me from getting headaches because I work in front of a bright computer all day.
So I got the blue light on mine. And then when I asked people, because again, I've never purchased a pair of glasses, I was like, is 140 a lot for a pair of glasses? And everyone I talked to said that was a great price, and they were super surprised.
140 is actually a great price.
Yeah.
It really is. The black glasses that you traditionally see me wearing with the thick black frames were $400.
Yeah.
Jeez. And they're not even Snorlax.
My glasses, I mean, again, the frames aren't the expensive part for me. It's the lenses. I usually buy around a $200 frame. So they're a little less than what I normally pay. But then, they get close to $1,000 when I have to add in my prescription and the bifocal and all the things. My biggest problem with Jins is I tried on all their glasses and I looked terrible in all of them.
What
do you mean?
Impossible. I don't remember what your current glasses look like,
A lot of the Pokemon ones are round, and I have a very round face.
Oh, you got to go to the Kanto ones. They're more square.
Yeah. But I don't like the Kanto ones were okay, but they were a little small because I also have a big face. I have a big head.
Where were you trying these on?
You can try them virtually. They have a virtual try-on.
So it's not 100% true. Also, I don't need new glasses, but if Jins is still going on when I have my next eye appointment, because I usually have to get glasses every 2 years because my eyes deteriorate because I'm old.
Same.
I might consider getting those. But I want to be able to try on the frames actually in person.
Does Jins
before I say yes.
Physical locations?
I don't think so. But I'm wondering if I can be like, can you send me frames? They do have
I did check because somebody asked about the return policy. They do have like a 30-day like no questions asked return policy as long as it's not with a prescription. Once you add a prescription to it, then you can't return it.
So I probably would want to like get frames that I think would look good on my face, try them on, and then see if they are good. If they are, send those back and say, okay, here's my full prescription. Because my prescription's pretty bad. But overall, there's a lot of cute glasses. There's just a lot of roundy glasses because that's more in style again.
I do like the Johto glasses. Like that Cyndaquil model.
Yeah, I was just surprised the Pokemon tax wasn't like the Levi tax. The Pokemon Levi's, those things were out of my budget for sure.
I don't know. I was hoping to get something more athletic the next time I got glasses, but boy, oh boy.
Yeah, you see how all the Johto ones are so roundy. The only ones that I think could look good is the Kanto region model.
Yeah. I wish they had wait. They don't have a Johto region model.
No.
Even though it says Johto region model. That's so weird. But,
and like the Snorlax glasses are also they're all very rounded. I do much better with a flatter top.
Yeah, what I would like to get is pretty much exactly what I currently have, just with Pokemon on it.
Yeah. Yep.
If you have any questions about them, though, you can always message me on Twitter or Instagram, and I can try to answer them. But yeah, I have the discount code. If you are interested, $15 off, just PKMNcast at checkout. Link will be in the podcast notes, but there's your full disclosure ad, hashtag free product. Let's jump to question of the week, as that wraps it up for our Pokemon news.
Ooh, what's the question of the week? Ooh, what's the question of the week?
This is
My
from
question of the week is, what song was that?
This is from Al. We all know Al. I don't have to say like Al from
it's that
Scotland.
Al. Okay.
That Al. With a week of Pokemon announcements upcoming, what is the one thing you are pretty confident won't happen? Obviously, this should be limited to things that are being thrown about as suggestions, not like Pokemon being sold to Apple.
I don't think they're announcing a new gen.
Do people really think that?
Yeah.
Wait,
I've
can
seen a
you
lot of
repeat
Gen
that question?
9.
For some reason, my brain just went to a whole other planet while you were talking.
Well, maybe because I didn't do it in a Scottish accent. With a week of Pokemon announcements coming, what is one thing you're pretty confident will not happen?
A week of Pokemon announcements. They will announce everything at the end of the week.
No, those were their words. They did say we're going to have week-long announcements.
What is not going to be announced? I mean, a Pokemon Burger King collaboration? That's pretty clear. Why
would they announce Gen 9? That would be
People are
wouldn't they
assuming,
announce a new
I
game?
mean, we're early for it, but that doesn't people saying, oh, Sword and Shield it's been out for so long. They're going to do the next gen, or they're going to announce the next gen that's coming in 2 years or whatever.
They announced Pokemon X and Y in either February or March.
That's true.
And then it came out in October.
That is true.
I wouldn't say it's early for that announcement to come out.
I would, I mean, like, I guess I could see the thought process of, like, they announced and released Sun and Moon during the 20th anniversary. This is a pretty big deal. It's 25. I guess I could kind of follow the logic. This is the 15th anniversary of Diamond and Pearl. So I feel like the obvious and what everyone wants is Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Yeah, I will say that I'm fairly confident they will announce those remakes.
I might alternate that to say that they will do a Platinum remake and not have it be 2 games.
No, there's no way they don't do 2 games.
They're not gonna skip on that money.
Ever since like they did Emerald, they did Crystal, they did Platinum, but then they also just straight up did Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, which is the same game.
True.
Feel like we're always going to be living in a 2-game world. I'm confident they're not going to do DLC. For Sword and Shield. In the set, like pay, I should put an asterisk of paid DLC. I could see them adding like a free update to everyone, or maybe I just want a free update to everyone of like.
What are they going to update?
Add following Pokemon to the original Wild area.
What if they do 3 games?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the day for them to do this. I really believe that's in the future. I just don't see how you sell more DLC after you've already done DLC with 40-some legendary Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't think there's more DLC.
The game is missing 260 Pokemon, but the first 2 DLCs only added 100 Pokemon each. So even if they did 2 more DLCs, they're still technically 60 Pokemon short. I guess you could say like, okay, both these DLCs have 130 and 130, and now we have them all. I just don't see how you go like, man, in this DLC you can catch Lugia, you can catch Ho-Oh, you can catch Necrozma, and they're like, this new DLC, you can catch Beedrill and Clamperl. Like,
yeah.
It's just not, it's very hard to follow up like 40 legends with kind of a bunch of reject Pokemon at this point. I'm sorry to like the one person that like loves Beedrill and has a Beedrill tattoo, but I don't think Beedrill and like Clamperl are like strong enough. You could maybe make the argument that Greninja would maybe move some copies. People do really like Greninja a whole lot.
This is true.
Yeah.
I would love to be wrong on that though. Like if they I'm not done with Sword and Shield. I love Sword and Shield. I like it a whole lot. So
I mean, I still don't think that they're going to add a DLC that is Sinnoh remakes to Sword and Shield.
Oh, I don't think that.
No.
That definitely ain't happening. If they're putting out a region, they're charging $60 for it.
Absolutely. They're going to make a new game for that one. Yeah, I don't think there's more DLC for Sword and Shield. I think most likely there's going to be the remakes coming out, and then next year they announce what the Gen 9 game is.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Or we're not getting remakes and they just announced a new game.
I don't think if they what do you think? You're pretty confident it won't happen. I'm pretty confident that if it is a remake, Dynamax will be in it. They're going to carry that through until Gen 9.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they did the same thing with Megas.
For Oris.
Yeah. I don't see how they cut Dynamax.
No. I mean, not for this universe.
Right. No, yeah. They will eventually cut Dynamax because they will move on to the next gimmick. And I don't know why Pokemon fans can't wrap their head around this. Like, Mario games and Zelda games have been doing it for years. Like, in this Mario game, he has a water pack. They took it away. In this Mario game, he goes to space. They took that away. In this Mario game, he has a cat suit.
It's because we want Pokemon to be better than that.
Word.
And we're continually proven wrong.
I also don't think they're going to... I don't think they're going to show any new Pokemon. Like...
Oh, no. This is not the time for new Pokemons.
No.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. They kind of dropped Meltan out of nowhere.
That was also not the time for new Pokemon.
I'm confident there probably won't be a new mobile game. We have Sleep. We have Unite.
Sleep doesn't exist.
Well, you're right. But I'm confident there won't be some random new Pokemon game out of nowhere. I think we got Sleep, we got Unite, we got Masters, we got Go. But that being said, I want to be wrong on that too. I'm not going to say no to Shuffle 3. I don't think we hear anything about Detective Pikachu 2. The movie. The game, yes, but I don't think they're ready. Because I don't think they're ready for a movie at all. Even though there was rumors that they signed for a sequel.
Well, I mean, that's fine. It still takes years to make a movie, especially in this day and age.
Can I talk about the one thing I want that will probably not happen?
Yeah.
A brand new TCGO client.
No, that will not happen.
Yeah, that's true. True.
That won't happen. That's never going to happen.
That's the thing I want the most.
Pokemon TCG on the iPhone, not just the iPad.
Yeah, I want that too, but I need a whole new client. I need something to work.
Do they know how much money that they would make if they would just port the TCG to the iPhone? Man, I have played card games on my iPhone. Mm-hmm. It's a terrible experience, and yet I've still done it.
Mm-hmm. It would probably also help if it was on Switch.
That too.
Pokemon of the Week.
Last week's Pokemon, the difficulty level was set by the fact that it referenced a Pokemon. Well, first it talked about Valentine's Day, which literally had next to nothing to do with the entire Pokemon, except I referenced Valentines, which are kind of like letters. But also difficulty level set by the fact that it referenced a Pokemon that you only encounter in the post game of Black and White. So if you didn't get to the post game, or you didn't do the post game, like after defeating Getsus the first time, yeah, you're not going to know. You're not going to know what I was talking about. But we had a Pokemon who lost 3 grams, and that's grams with a capital G because it's a held item. And then you have to return them to that Pokemon. You can't then catch that Pokemon, but it does give you TM89, which is U-turn, as it flies away. And then I also referenced the fact that the Pokemon's evolution is the mail carrier in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team. So, which Chatot is it?
It's...
Doduo!
It's Wingull!
Thank you. Yeah, Doduo doesn't fly as far as... It doesn't even have wings.
I mean, it does learn fly.
It does learn fly.
Dang.
Probably the best Pokemon Shuffle icon. It is so good.
Wingull is an adorable, often forgotten little sweetie of a Pokemon.
Now, all of us are Pico stans.
I do like Pico.
Yeah.
Pico is probably the best part about Ruby Sapphire.
Well...
Who's better than Pico?
Red Gyarados? Wait, is that in Ruby and Sapphire?
Nah,
Wait, am I getting the wrong game?
Yeah.
You're thinking the wrong game.
Dag. Which is the one where they blow up the lake and then all the Magikarps are like flopping around in there?
I mean, that's a different game too. That's Diamond Pearl.
Wow.
That's Diamond and Pearl.
I told you, I'm a whole other universe right now. You guys have got me at the wrong.
You
These
did
are not my
remember the
Pokemon
best
hours.
part of Diamond and Pearl though, when they blow up the lake and there's Magikarp everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, if they could have only blown up Mount Cornet instead, it would have been a better game. Wingull has a good shiny.
Remakes. Yeah.
It's like a good green. Subtle, it's one of the good green ones.
It's one of the good greens.
Well, only part of it is green, right?
Right.
Yeah, the blue turns to green.
Yeah, but then the rest stays white, so it's still special. Do we have any Wingull trivia?
No, it's just like Wingull has the same speed and as Hoot Hoot. I don't know. It's not very exciting.
Wingull has the exact same base stats as Tailo, except for their attack and special attack are swapped. I think
so
that's important.
But, all right, here we go.
Sure.
This week's Pokemon of the Week.
That's going to be on Jeopardy. Which Pokemon does Wingull swap stats with?
Pikachu?
All right, this week's Pokemon of the Week. I am completely discombobulated. Someone on Discord asked me to do this one. It's another mythical from Alola, but not Zeraora. It was featured in a movie. It takes no damage from normal or fighting type moves. I used to be scared of the creature it is based on when I was camping as a Cub Scout. There, that's all the clues that you need.
Wait, did you write this, or was this written to you by somebody else and you're reading it?
No, I wrote this.
Okay.
I just forgot to do Pokemon of the Week until 3 minutes before we started recording. So I was like, let me at least come up with 6 sentences that refer to a Pokemon.
I got it.
The answer is Chatot.
Yeah.
And spoilers. Well, that's our episode. Hopefully you had a good Kanto Tour Fest. I think it's called Kanto Tour. Hopefully Pokemon Week will be good to you. Hopefully Pikachu will bring you all the things that you ever wanted this week. Hopefully the scalpers didn't scalp the things that you wanted for yourself. Good luck finding...
And it turns out that Pikachu was the scalper, and then he gave everything out to all the good boys and girls as gifts.
No, he didn't.
No, I know.
Good luck finding Shining Fates. I'm sure it will be sold out.
Oh, I know somebody who got 2 ETBs. I saw it on Snapchat.
Once I get back from Minnesota on Sunday night, I'll be streaming on Twitch pretty much all week. I believe I will be streaming the Post Malone concert, but I will be streaming it in a way where you won't hear the audio and you won't see the video. So you pull it up on your screen. I'll have it muted on my screen because I do not want to be DMCA'd, but I want to give you my thoughts as it is going live. I do not trust anything music related on Twitch. But I think watching that concert with an audience will be more fun than sitting in my underwear watching it by myself.
Debatable.
As of this recording, we don't know if there will actually be like a Pokemon Direct. I think that's what everyone just assumes is going to happen. I'm sure there will be one. But as of this recording, on Thursday, February 18th at 9 o'clock at night, there is no Pokemon Direct announced. But if there is one, obviously we'll get that news communicated on Twitter and in the Discord and the Slack and all that stuff. So, and we'll cover that, of course, when that comes out. But happy 25 to Pokemon. We will see you guys next week. If you want to follow Greg on Twitter at White Wing, Will on Twitter at Washing the Sink. I am at Dragging a Lake. You can follow the podcast on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're almost at 9K on YouTube. So if you haven't followed on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, all the same, PKMNcast. And we will see you guys next week. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are...
super effective.
Super Post Malone forever.
Forever?
Forever.
Forever, ever?
Ever, ever.
A huge thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon. If you would like to support us, you can head over to patreon.com/PKMNcast, or if you can't remember that, ISE.cash. And you can support the podcast and what we do and join our Slack community for as little as $2 a month. And it supports the show because we don't make any other money besides the Patreon. But a huge shout out to the producers of our Patreon, starting with Kevin, Steven, Brian, Steph, Potato, Brady, Casey, Sean, Bovine, Patrick, Jetsy, Matthew, Kay, Courtney, and Catherine. And a huge shout out to our executive producers of Spencer and Anthony. Thank you all so much for the support. Thank you for listening. And if you would like to also support the show, you can head over to patreon.com/PKMNcast.